The
your
truth is that
relationship.
everybody wants sex. That's just the
Exactly.
truth.
We are sex beings. I mean, we are
You,
product
you,
of
you,
sex.
you understand?
You know,
You can keep
so
denying that, okay, I don't like
you
sex,
like
I don't like
sex,
sex.
you
It's a
lie,
lie. It's a
you
lie.
want this
You
thing.
want it. You want it.
You want, everybody wants this shit.
You understand?
No,
They
that's
believe
fine.
that, okay, the clitoris is the organ that also helps in sexual arousal.
So nice visiting you today.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, welcome to my channel. I am RDJ. This is WeMend. You know, if you're watching us on YouTube, this is WeMend. And if you're watching on TikTok, this is RDJ 101. You WeMend 101. Alright. So today I'm with a very special nurse. It's been more than a friend. And today we are going to be talking about things that relate to medical line, relationship to the new person in the relationship. I mean, their relationship is very tight. You just got married. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
So the topical issue what we are going to be trashing today is about around circumcision. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Around circumcision. I also learned that this voice called circumcision, even from the Bible, we've been taught about circumcision, and they painted it to look like it's a really nice thing, it's a religious thing. So I'd like you to shed more light from the aspect of religion, from the aspect of the medical line, and any other aspect that you can also touch on. Also relationship wise, how it affects sexual pleasure and all of that. So
Okay.
first of all, please your name.
Okay. Oh, yeah. My name is David. I'm a registered nurse, and we're going to start with this topic, and it's something that it has been on for a while, and people need to understand that this issue about circumcision, it's what our fathers in those days they believe that, okay, it's the right thing to do. That when you give birth to a child, you need to circumcise the child. And for some people, they don't really understand what this is all about.
Okay.
Now, it is actually related to the reproductive organ. For the man, we have the male reproductive system, and on the external part, we have what we call the penis, right? Yeah. So for the women, we have what we call the vagina, which has different parts. You understand? So when it's time for circumcision, there is a tiny skin on the glans penis that is being cut off. That's for the men.
Okay. Is it like on the full body
the cap,
or just the cap?
The cap.
Yeah.
So there's a tiny skin that is being so that it gives it a perfect shape of that cap. You understand? But for the women, and that is the one that is very common, and most people usually look over that, is the clitoral area.
Yeah.
That is where it's being cut off. There are some traditions that once said that because they don't want the female to be promiscuous, so they have to circumcise.
Such a business.
Because
they don't want her to have high sex drive and be looking for.
They believe that, okay, the clitoris is the organ that also helps in sexual arousal. Okay. You understand? When it's being stimulated, the female gets aroused for sex and all that, and it also support the sexual drive. You understand?
Yeah.
So because of that knowledge, they feel like, okay, if we cut part of this, it will reduce the sensation. Okay. So when the sensation is reduced, then the urge is reduced. You understand? Wow. And when the urge is reduced, what's the next thing that happens? She won't really feel like, okay, going around having sex with different people. You understand? So that is the reason why traditionally they do that female should be circumcised. And in medical, we call it female genital mutilation.
Yeah. Or FGC. WHO,
that's FGM. Female, it's called FGM. That's female genital mutilation. UNICEF and WHO has counseled people about this. There have been information about it that people should stop female genital mutilation. Okay. Now we are moving from tradition. Now,
but before you go into the part you want to go into, we are having men go through circumcision. Yeah. We are having women go through circumcision. Yeah. And now for women, circumcision it is being called female genital mutilation. Yeah. While for men it is called circumcision.
Yeah.
They don't want
Yes.
to adopt it. So is there any reason why they decided to? And again, you're talking about WHO stamping against or standing against female genital mutilation,
Yes.
whereas they don't say anything about the male circumcision. So is there any reason why this kind of thing is happening? Why is it that men are having to face their own circumcision? Nobody's talking for men, while women, have.
You say generally it's against both men and women's circumcision.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a proper procedure that is supposed to be done before that. Because for both men and women, when they are being circumcised the traditional way, there are some, or let me say, dangers that are actually involved. You understand? So that's why it is general for both men and women. But the sex that experience more effect is actually the women. The reason is that the area that is being called off for men does not really take the higher part in sexual drive or you understand. But for the women, it's the clitoria. You understand? The clitoris. So when the clitoris is being cut off completely or part, there are some that is completely, there are some that is part. You understand? So when it's being cut off, it has effect both microbial effect, it has psychological effect.
Okay, that's microbial. It can cause infection.
You understand? You understand? So it has many effects.
Okay.
I know from the psychology aspect, there are a lot of things we are still going to go into that. You understand? So it has a lot of effect. So the female tend to feel more of this effect than the men.
Okay.
You understand? So that is why the focus is more on the women.
Does it affect their pleasure?
Yes.
It affects their pleasure. So women who are who have gone through FGM, male genital mutilations, of course, are now susceptible or now not going to be enjoying sex as the average female that has intact, right? Wow.
So we're going to break this down. Now we've talked about the traditional aspect. So I was talking about the religion perspective about this.
Okay.
There's something that has always affected our society. The fact that even though everybody goes to church, everybody goes to mosque, the traditional clock still clicks. Yeah, you see that many times people do some things, and when you ask them why are you doing this, they'll tell you that is how our forefathers has been doing it.
I've been hearing someone say, I've been hearing someone say, what is bad is bad. And what they mean by what is bad is actually that they were conditioned. They just believe, they told them this is bad, and they did not question why this is bad. And they swallow it, and it affects their life for the rest of the time.
I always hope that people can do a why test for everything they are doing.
Yes, exactly.
Why is this? Why is this? So that it narrows it down to the main reason why that thing is being done like that. Because we still have some religious people that still do these things. Even though they've heard information here and there, they still believe that, okay, this is how my great-grandmother did it. This is how my grandmother did it for me. So I have to do it
they
for
don't want to shift from that aspect.
And sometimes even some in-laws goes further to enforce it on their daughter-in-law. And said, okay, your husband, that was how we did it for his sister. You understand? So we have to do it for your whole child. And this thing causes a lot of problems in family. And they pressurize the couples. You understand? Just because of this old ideology, not considering every other thing that is surrounding it. So the religion itself is not really big on it, but it's just that the traditional mindset is what is still cropping up. You understand? So coming down to the medical aspect, now there are different effects about this circumcision. Number one, when you look at the process, they make use of sharps. They make sharp objects. In those days, they make use of blade. There are some there is this kind of iron knife, iron stuff that they use. You understand? Some people they make use of knife. No, it's more like as if they are cutting it. So then that's just how it looks like. You understand? So they make use of any sharp object to just trim out this particular part. And you know that when you are carrying out anything like surgery, because that's more like a minor surgery, you understand? Now, you're supposed to sterilize your instruments, you understand? But you understand? But those days, and even now, people that carry out these things, they don't even sterilize the equipment. No, they just take the sharp of it, just wash it with water, And always remember that the water you're using many times there are some microbes inside.
Yeah.
So it's not all the time that they go to to the
increase
tap.
the risk of
You
someone having
understand? Not that you
infection.
just go to the tap and just take the water. Some of them is the water is already on ground.
Yeah.
Just wash that
put it
knife
inside and
and
shake it.
and there are sometimes there are people that they will put inside fire
Okay.
just to make everything go away the way they used to do it
Yeah,
then.
yeah, more like
Different people come back from different cultural background.
yeah.
So carrying out this process with an unsterilized instrument causes the first effect infection. So and on our skin there are holes. We call them skin pores. You understand? So immediately
Where we perspire from.
you understand? That is where
Where we
we perspire
sweat
from,
from,
where we
yeah.
sweat from. You understand? So immediately they make use of this instrument, which is contaminated already. Microbes. We all know the definition of microorganisms. You can't even see them.
Yeah.
They move straight into the body system, get into the blood, and start to infect different areas. Causing more infection. So it causes urinary tract infection. You know that area that they are circumcising is actually very close to the urinary tract. So immediately the microorganism enters, it causes infection. Urinary tract infection, infection of other part of the body, and depends on the kind of microbes also. That determines the severity of the infection. Okay. So imagine something like virus. Okay. That
so like what we are saying when we are talking about the infection, it could still lead someone to infertility, right?
Yeah.
It could get to a point where because of this microorganism attacking the system, one can get to lose their fertility and they are not able to produce kids in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the advantage of circumcision. Is there any advantage of?
Before we can talk about the advantage, we need to narrow it down a bit because that's just one effect that I talked about. That's infection. Yeah. The other part is psychological. Okay. Remember when I was talking about female genital mutilation, that the clitoris, the function of the clitoris, and part of it that is being cut off. Some might be partially and some might be complete. Completely. You understand? Now you would have a story of some ladies that will tell you that I don't even have hair for sex. Yeah. If you check it very well,
and they don't feel it.
Some of them they are actually a victim of this because what actually triggers the sensation, you understand, has been cut off. So what is there? You understand?
What makes it enjoyable?
You understand? You would have heard some people, they will tell you that okay, I don't really enjoy sex, and some will tell you that when I'm having sex, I go through pain. Yes, there are some other things that can cause this, but most of the time, this is one of the major reasons why they are experiencing that. And this leads to family problem because as a man, you also want to be wanted. You understand? You want to feel wanted.
Yeah.
That not that you are the only one asking for sex, initiating. You understand?
This came up recently. We spoke about this, and I had to on my live stream on TikTok. We had to mention because some of the men also on the platform were telling women on the box that hey, we also want you to initiate. We also want you to start this sex stuff. Let's play not always be us. So it don't look like we are the ones who really love this thing the most. You too, you want satisfaction. Exactly. So yeah, ask for it now. Let's do.
And on a normal day, a man should satisfy his woman, and a woman should satisfy his man. So there's nothing like partiality. There's nothing like don't let the man feel like he's the one I always want it. You understand? Men we like to be spontaneous. The same way we like our women to be spontaneous. You understand? So it affects their psyche because after a while they get used to it, and some women tend to feel like, oh, normal, there's nothing wrong with me. Cool. You understand? And that's when it starts telling the man that okay, is it food? Is it this? You understand? Not accepting the fact that they're having a problem.
And this could lead to infidelity issues where the man thinks, okay, she just lies down there on the bed and I'm not
exactly.
It's not reactive, so no problem. Let me go out there and
sometimes when some people talk about this thing and they just feel like okay, it's normal. I tell them compare what is going on with you with the normal. Okay. Are you really normal? You understand? I've had to counsel a married woman that said she only has sex with her husband just once in 2 weeks, and she felt like it's actually okay. She was like, she goes to work, she comes back.
Compare it to others. Maybe there are people who don't even have for a month or 6 months.
She was like, she goes to work, the husband goes to work and comes back, and there was a time the husband was asking, and he was like, is it food and that?
Is it food? Really?
You understand? And she was saying this, feeling the vibe like she's on a ride. I told her, I said, calm down. This thing you're talking about, think about it. Take a deep breath in and out. Is it really normal? Like in a whole week, you might not have any. So you are telling me that in 2 weeks, just one. That means in a month, a minimum of 2 times. You understand? I said, you need to go and check yourself out.
Our family needs to check. So how many times should couples have sex
in a week?
In a week.
Now let's go for a week. Understand? At least a minimum of 2 weeks. See, I used to tell people that sex should be intentional. It's not every time you're going to have the urge to have sex.
Yeah.
Yes, there's pressure everywhere. There's pressure here and there. You go to work, you're tired. Create time. Be intentional about it. You understand? Because both of you are supposed to satisfy yourself. Not that you will be the one initiating it all the time. I understand the fact that women, they feel shy about usually talks about sex. Is your husband? Is your husband. So
both parties need to
make the move.
You need to eat on each other and get
You understand?
satisfied.
Because the problem I've seen these days, and though this FGM is one of the things that is causing the problem, but the issue is that people are not really accepting the fact that there is a problem.
Exactly.
That's just it.
Nobody is talking about this thing.
They are just denying. They are trying to, rationalize. Okay, it's because of this. Because of no. Look at it very well. Be very honest with yourself. Am I having a problem? See, you can't really solve a problem until you accept that there is a problem.
Exactly.
You understand? If you accept that okay, there is no problem, then you will never find solution to that problem. But when you accept that okay, there is really a problem, just like the woman was talking about, I told her, I said, go to the hospital, then do a hormonal profile, let them do physical examination for you, see a doctor. There is a problem. I know what the problem is, but I need facts.
Yeah. So guys, that is advice. That's bonus advice. You would have had to consult him and pay money for him to advise you like this. But right now he's giving it free on this platform. So if you're having issues like that, it may not be that you were circumcised or you had you went through FGM, female genital
mutilation. Yeah,
it may not be like that. But it could be other things. But you need to seek for medical advice and go through some diagnosis so that the main cause of that issue can be resolved, so that you can go ahead to enjoy your sex as much as you can.
Because the truth is that everybody wants sex. That's just the truth.
We are sex beings. I mean, we are
you understand? You can keep denying that. Okay, I don't like sex. I don't like it. It's a lie. It's a lie. You want it. You want it. You understand? There are some set of people that they will try to overwork themselves.
Not really want, but you need sex because it will also help you clear up some clogs on your.
You understand? See, there are some people that they will try to overwork themselves here and there. Probably because of the past experience. They're happy with that. But if you dare to sit down and take a deep breath in and look deep down, they actually would. That's just it. See, we should always be honest with ourselves. You understand? We should always be honest.
We owe ourselves that.
Exactly. It's just one life. Don't live on this lie and denial. Time is ticking. The basic unit of life is time.
Okay, so I had a friend back in the day, a female friend, good friend, very deep friend. I believe that she may not actually remember she mentioned it.
Okay.
There is a time she mentioned it that she went through that, and most of the time she did not even know where she went through because she was probably a babe when she went through it. So there was no how do I put it? She was not consenting to do act. She did not give any consent to it because she was not yet of age to even make a decision or to know the consequences of this particular action that is done on her. So do you think that consent should be sought before things like this can be done? Maybe a person that grew up to a level and decide, okay, maybe I'm having too much of urge, maybe I need to go through this mutilation, if it is advisable at all, so that I can reduce this stress. I don't know who would actually sit down and say she wants to go and do that for herself. Okay. So do you think that is needed? Someone needs to consent to
okay. I will need to let me just spell this out that circumcision is no.
Okay. Both for men and
women. The right procedure should be done in the hospital.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, so that means it's really not a no then.
So for men, you understand, circumcision should be done in the hospital. But for women, cutting of the clitoris does more damage to them than good. You understand? The good aspect that people are really looking at is that it's going to reduce their drive, the urge and all that. But it does more damage to the child as it's growing up and even when married. So as not to cause problem for the individual when she gets married. I've counseled different ladies that at the end of the day, by the time you tell them that, okay, go and do this, go and check this out, discover that they are actually circumcised.
Right.
I've had a lady that told me that she had been in 3 different relationships that they broke up with her because while having sex, she usually has pain. That she usually have pain. I asked her that day, I said, okay, have you tried to examine your private part? You understand? Now, this is tell people that
Right,
many
maybe
people
you
don't
have to
even know how it looks like.
I didn't know you need to go and examine yourself. Guys, you can go and
You
examine
understand?
yourself now.
See, many people don't even know. See, they don't even know exactly how it looks like.
Yeah.
And the stuff is actually with them.
Yeah, it's your thing. But you're used to this thing.
I've had to talk to different people and said, do you even know how the normal structure of your vagina, your vulva, should look like? They're like, why would I be checking?
I thought it usually have different types. Different types
You understand? No, there's a normal structure.
Okay.
You understand? And now this is a digital world. You can actually check the picture of these things online.
Okay.
I told you earlier, I said, when you get back to your house, download the picture. Now go into your bedroom and check.
Yeah. Observe yourself.
Observe yourself. Compare.
Yeah.
Is this structure, is it normal? So when she came back, she said, this thing is not normal. Like she noticed that one part, the structure is actually kind of deformed.
Okay.
But to her, all this while she thought it's not okay. Because she was not really checking it. When she's doing, she's taking her bath and she just thought that she just say, okay, there's something there.
Yeah.
So many people don't even know. Some people, they feel shy when you talk to them, okay, check this thing out. Because you see, one thing about this life is that know your body very well. That is when you know when something is going wrong. You know, there's a way your hands look like. If you have a cut, you know, okay, it's now different. My hand is not supposed to be like this.
Okay.
The same way you should do for other parts of your body, so that you know you understand. Examine it, know the correct structure. You understand? Now, when you compare it and say, okay, there's something wrong here, then you can go to the hospital. Okay. There are some medications they can give to you. There are some tests they will carry out. They check your hormonal levels and all those things, so as to help you. These things cause tension in marriage. Cause tension in marriage. And there are some people that have recurrent infection. Exactly. Even after the first infection. Some people have recurrent infection. Some people have what we call scarring and keloids. That it looks more like, you know, all this kind of wound that it comes out so big and you know, it's just kind of big. Okay. And it just be there. It does not like a scar. So like a scar. Yeah, it will just be there like a scar because you know it was actually a part that was cut off. Okay. You understand? So whether partial or complete genital mutilation is a no. Just leave the woman. Guys, leave the baby. If you've been engaging in genital mutilation, it's a no. Genital mutilation, please desist from it. This from a professional nurse keep telling you that it is a no, it's supposed to be stamped out. It's a no. About the advantage of this when it comes to male, you know, for the female. You know, what really is the advantage of, or are the advantages of having to be circumcised? Yeah, for men, it's just one. Because I can know, especially for Christians, we get circumcised. Yeah, it's just basically it's just one, and it's just structural. Yeah, in the sense that when when the baby is being given birth to, you understand, we still have some a fold of skin dripping down from the cap to the body of the penis. You understand? So basically, what they do at that point is just to trim it. You understand? And all of that skin. So that is why you have the cap the way it looks like. Okay, but does it not affect pleasure when it comes to sex? The difference between someone who has that second skin, first skin, you call it, someone who has it, and the other person who has been cut off, does it affect their sex performance? No, it doesn't. It doesn't affect. It doesn't. So the sensitivity of the guy who has not been circumcised can be equal to the one that has been cut off. Exactly, because when it comes to sex, what actually brings about the sensation, apart from the nipple of the man, after, and generally. Men of the man. Yeah. Men. The man's nipple is actually more sensitive than that of the woman. Some men though. Some men. Because I can tell you I'm not in that category. You see, when the guys are talking, they actually know. Because if you're talking to me, there are some men that when you touch them on their nipple, they go so gaga. You understand? I know the females they have their way around that. You understand? But on the other side, a man is always ready for sex. We are active. You understand? body day. You understand? Anytime, any day, anyhow. That's why you see a man sometimes, even when he's tired, let the woman come. You understand? Even for that moment, he go still have the sex. The energy will just come.
Like a spirit.
You understand?
Even when I'm hungry, very hungry. See, I kind of even perform even better when I'm hungry.
You understand?
I don't know why.
Just put food there and let the woman stand there. You understand? I say choose one. You want to go for sex. You understand? There are some men they will tell you that the sex is important. You understand? That's more important. So in the act itself, the whole movement. The person I was telling someone that during this whole sexual activity, what really make us go gaga? Because it's just as if the rod is just going in and going out, the same motion, the same thing, the same thing, repeated thing. You understand? And before you know, by the time you want to come, you just feel so.
What's happening? And I wish that time can be prolonged. Like the period we even used to do all this. Maybe we even slum in the business.
Because of this, the skin of the penis actually has the nerve endings on the skin. Is what actually triggers this sexual arousal. You understand? As I explained earlier, the man is always ready. Because once you see the woman, especially when it's your spec, you understand? You feel the rush of adrenaline as if you just grabbed the woman. You understand? Let this woman just touch me. You understand? Can she just come closer? You understand? So that is already in place. Now, if the woman now touches you, now the urge increases. You understand? Then after that, when you go into the heart of penetration, and this is the more reason you understand. When you go into the penetration, you understand the movement back and forth, that repeated movement. Now the skin of the penis is touching the wall. You understand?
While the forward is touching the water inside.
You understand? So the secretion from the cervix is also there. You understand? Now you notice that there are some women that they will tell you that for cervical secretion that they don't really get wet.
Cervical
secretion.
What's that?
Now that before you start having sex during foreplay, you understand? Now the body of the woman is being triggered, and that's why I usually advise men. Not that you just get home and you want to have sex with your woman and just go straight to the point. Who does that?
You dive in.
Who does that? See,
Uh-uh.
the focus for men is actually different for women. For a man, I know that the focus that you want to come. That's just the focus. That's just it. But for a woman, she wants intimacy. She wants to feel calm. You understand? The feelings, everything. So that is the more reason that when you get home and okay, you've informed her, or you're just getting home, you are giving her the sign that okay, babe, let us. You understand? And it's for the woman too, you want to initiate it. Just move to the man and tell him, I want to deposit without withdrawal. So we're talking about the sexual aspect. So the skin on that penis is what increases the sensation. You understand? So when the man is diving in, diving out like a swimmer, you understand? So at that point in time, the urge increases. And that's why I'm going to advise men that anytime you want to have sex with a woman, always try to do foreplay first. Now, the difference there is that for a woman, she doesn't get high as fast as
let me not cut your line of thought, but when you say foreplay, there are some people that may not actually know what is foreplay.
Okay.
So you may have to just break it down.
Break it down for them. Okay. Now,
so
when we're talking about,
start thinking they need to count foreplay. They will play four times.
Like when they say 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
They don't play. Start playing. Not that kind of.
It's not actually a race. So when we're talking about foreplay, it actually involves different things. And number one, which is most common, is kissing. There are different kinds of kissing. You understand? And there are different areas where a woman gets aroused when you kiss. There's some women that when you kiss them at the back of their hair, there are some that beside. You understand? There are some that beside their neck. There are some that on their thigh. There are some that is their nipple. You understand? You need to have conversation with your woman before then. Know how she gets aroused, what she likes, where she likes to kiss. You understand? Don't be all this macho man that you don't want to explore the body. You guys are together. You want to explore. You understand?
Don't fall for each other.
You understand? This is not the time to be feeling shy. Don't feel
Yes.
shy. You understand? It's your man. It's your woman. You
Yes.
understand? You're free to do this thing.
Free, man.
So communicate. Babe, where do you like to be kissed?
Experiment also.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? So experiment it. You understand? The man talks about his own, the woman talks about her own. You understand? So during that period, kissing first.
Yeah.
Whether kissing on the lips, whether French kiss or any or Nigerian kiss, any kiss, yeah, there are different kind of kiss. You understand? So any kind of kiss. When you do the kissing, you understand? Kiss. Then touching. Yeah. Because for some women, they like to be touched in some areas. There are some women that their hair, when you brush through their hair, you understand? They get aroused. You just need to know exactly what makes your woman aroused.
Or what makes your man.
No, and your man also know what makes him aroused. Though for men, it's easy. It's always ready. You understand?
Because we just want to
even for some men, by the time he comes back from work and you hail him, you praise him. You understand? You understand? Even from that, I know these women that used to tie up and down. Throw away that shit.
Throw it
away.
You understand? But I think sometimes also even the rapper still looks a lot seductive when you're having those kind of very silky kind of rapper that is being tied on here and all the balabala.
The thing is that when you tie rapper, you're actually putting more pressure on the suspensory ligaments. You understand? You're putting more pressure on those guys, and that's why some people's breast. That's part of the way there's get to fall all the time. You understand? It's not only just the fact that babies are fucking the breast. Especially when you're newly married.
They will tie the rapper on
Stop
the breast
tying that rapper
and put baby at the back. The pressure is now like times 2.
You understand? If you don't have children, if it's just you and your husband, you and your man in the house, put on that tank top, put on that bomb short, let everything be rosy. See, for men, when we see
clothes,
you understand?
See things moving.
If it's gown you are putting on, there are some sexy gown that by the time you are moving, you're seeing a glimpse. For men, we like to explore. When you just see small, you want to follow.
Just to
you understand?
You know what? Let me call you back.
You understand? When you see that thing, you will cut the call. There's nothing for you to be shouting and babe, I'm talking to you, this and that. Provoke that arousal. By the time you see that, and you've been given him peace in the house,
that's another important.
He will drop the call. He will drop the
face
call
and
face what is more important.
This is more important.
You understand? So by the time you get to that point, because the reason why I'm saying is that for women, that you will notice that by the time you as a man you are coming, she's still trying to go up there. You understand? Getting to cloud 9. And many men complain about this.
We discussed about this the other day on my live stream. Guys, if you're not connected with RDJ 101 on TikTok, you can try and do that. Live stream 8 p.m. UK time. So we spoke about this thing, and we got weighed in from perspective of men and from perspective of
women, right?
Women also complain that most of the time that we find ourselves that we've done too much, that we did not really do anything. At the end of the day, they did not even end up, orgasmic or reaching the climax.
They did not reach climax.
They did not reach the climax.
It's actually true.
So you just finish your stuff and find yourself, I did it, I hit her, I did this, and you did not do shit.
You didn't do
so
shit.
It's important that we understand women get a hard starting. The mood does not set in instantly. But when it comes to men, our mood just we bring everything to play. So we also advise you watching it to if you're a woman, try and summon your mood, call your mood, because you want to enjoy this.
This is that I just said. I've heard somewhere that will say, okay, I'm not in the mood. You don't have to be in the mood.
You don't have to be.
Just start.
Put yourself in the mood.
Like start. Your emotion will follow you.
And again, you can always tell your man, you're pumping too fast. You want to calm down. You get that will help him to remember that this is not just for me to enjoy alone. She too needs to enjoy this.
During sex, I used to say this: the woman is the instructor.
She's like
that's just it. When she says go harder, go harder. When she says take it slow, take it slow.
Respect yourself.
Just respect yourself and take it slow. You understand? Because the crazy thing is that when you as a man, you are going so fast because you are enjoying the move and everything, and she's just down there.
They will end up calling you 2 minutes man.
By the time you come, she's still there. Now, have you ever felt like this before? That by the time you are about to come, you are getting close to climax. The woman don't release, or she say, "Oh, she's tired. She now stood up. She doesn't want to do it." How will you feel?
It will pain you.
You understand? That's the same thing that happens to. That's the same thing that happens to women. You understand? She's already enjoying the move. She's not telling you, "Okay, take it slow," because she doesn't want you to come on time. She's following her own movement.
Target coming together.
You understand?
Once you target coming together, both of you having to climax at the same time, you will know that you need to pay attention.
You need to pay attention
satisfaction.
You understand?
And the person too will prioritize your own satisfaction.
You understand?
That way, you guys are going to do the best. So,
exactly.
Let's fall back to our circumcision.
Yes.
The question I was asking was around the pleasure part of it.
The pleasure.
Men. Yes, and we've unlocked a lot as
with that.
Yes. Then let's talk about the pleasure for a woman.
Okay.
I think we touched a little about
it. Yes.
About the pleasure part of a woman. So for a woman, since you already mentioned that women tend not to feel more pleasure, the sensitivity does not really exist anymore when that mutilation is being done. So what would you advise? You can also put us through a bit of it, then advice on what one can do, what a woman that has found in herself in this kind of situation can do. Because most of the times they did not consent to this, they did not know about it. Just as you mentioned earlier, that most of the times they didn't even know that their body had been tampered with from even since when they grew to consciousness, they only knew this body to be this way. So they don't even feel anything has changed in it. So what do you advise?
Okay. Now, when genital mutilation has been done and the woman discovered that, okay, I was circumcised. Now you need to find out. You need to do what we call a root cause analysis. You understand? To find out which part was cut off. Now, when
that's for the medical guys to do, not for you.
So the woman can actually do it. You understand? By examining her vagina. You understand? That vulva area, that's the external part. We call it the external genitalia. So when you examine it, you compare it with the picture. You know, I said it the other time. I have a picture that you can use to compare. You understand? Now you need to find out whether it is partial or it is complete. So if it is partial, there are things to do. For people that have partial circumcision, whereby it's not the whole picture that was cut off. Now, for people like this, they do have the whole, but it is very low. You understand? It is very low. And for some of them, they might be experiencing painful intercourse. You understand? So when they're having sex, they're experiencing pain. But for the other part that is complete, most times they might not feel anything. So it's just more
the part that is completely mutilated.
So they might not feel anything. So when they're having sex, it's just like, okay, let me just satisfy this guy. You understand? She's not
because sex is overrated. Everyone just talks about sex. Let me also do it so that my friends won't say I don't.
You know, some of them they tend to feel like, okay, it's just like a chore. I'm not really enjoying this. But because I'm married to this guy, I need to just satisfy him so that he doesn't feel bad.
Just a routine.
You understand? Just a normal routine. As if
most of the time, the guy doesn't even know that this is what is going on.
And the guy is there just doing everything, just feeling somehow. And he's not even looking at it as, okay, something is wrong with this woman.
And some of them just do, they moan.
Do you know that some women actually play along? You understand? Just to make you feel good. But in the real sense,
they're not enjoying
it.
And they're living like this for okay, so is there any solution?
Now, when this thing is being identified, you understand, okay, that there is a problem about this, then the person should report to the hospital. You go straight to the hospital, you understand. They are going to check whether the hormone levels was affected, because the part that has been cut off cannot be replaced. You understand? They just need something, you understand, the medication to just jumpstart the hormones. You understand? When they check the hormones and they say that, okay, the hormones, probably some of them they are low, this is this, you understand? So they can give some medication that can help to just increase these hormones, because for sensation too, apart from nerve endings, the hormones also has a part to play. You have read some people that they say they have low sex drive, and when they do hormonal profile, they discover that 1 or 2 hormones are actually low. You understand? So they need to do findings. So not that, okay, I just discovered, okay, I'm circumcised, and the next thing you want to go and be taking and go, all those things. You need to carry out a test. first. So they need to checkmate all these things around because the part that was cut off can't be replaced. You understand? So they need to look at something around it and what are the symptoms that this person is having. You know, as I said earlier, the symptoms actually varies. Some people it's actually pain, some people no hurt, and there are some people that the friction, the secretion is not really coming out. So they have the friction is causing them pain. I have counseled some people like that. That the problem is not as if they are not having the hurt, but the friction. Whenever they are having sex, they experience pain. And when I narrowed it down, I discovered that the secretion wasn't enough. The cervical secretion I mentioned the other time, during foreplay, as I mentioned, the whole touching, kissing, during that period, you see, the person will tell you that I'm wet already. Sometimes, even before you penetrate, there are some feelings that you will notice. She will start pulling your head, pulling you that, okay, hey, put this thing inside me. You understand? So it's showing that she wants you at that moment.
So that means the cervical secretion
is,
at that time.
You understand? Is how? Because the function of that secretion is to lubricate the vagina. You know, if you're rubbing your hand like this, it's different from when you put something like a gel and you're not rubbing it. You understand? It glides easily when there's something like a gel. You understand? So when the problem is actually about this secretion, you understand, there are things that can be done easily. That one is even easy. It's just to get a lubricant. Yeah, sometimes some women will say, oh, I can't buy lubricant. Please don't be shy.
Please buy.
You are mature now. I've asked a lady before that, okay, can you buy condom in the pharmacy? I said, no, I can't. Why can't you?
Baby, just go and buy condom. I'm coming in the night.
Please
just help me buy condom. You say, no, I cannot buy condom.
Oh
yeah, I want to sleep in the hotel. Go and help me stay in the hotel. I'll transform into it. Me, go to the hotel. All this
you don't need to feel bad about it. Just live your simple life. You understand? You're mature to have sex.
No matter what you do, you cannot control what people think about you.
That's just it.
People will think whatever they want to think.
Just live your life. Now leave a come. You understand? So when they discover that the problem is secretion, so they can get something like KY gel. You understand? I get some lubricant. There are some all these sex lubricants these days. So
can they use palm oil?
No.
Don't use palm oil.
Don't palm oil.
Don't use vegetable oil.
Some people they're gonna use all this vegetable oil. Just to make it. All those things. You understand? Please don't use anything like that. Now, if you see where they are making palm oil, you know that. It's actually about to use that. So just use the one that are actually prescribed for that activity. You understand? So use the lubricants, and when she tried out and used the lubricants, she felt better. And she called me later, she said, now she feels really, really good. And they tried, they didn't know that, okay, they had to do that, you understand? I said, you need to check with your secretion. If you're not really wet, there will be a problem. Whereas we have some ladies that on the go, they are so wet. Even by you hugging or, you understand?
They already
click, you understand? Especially when she's so much in love with you, even when you don't know, you understand? She gets really, really clicked. So when we discover all these things, then we take a step further. Now, if it's secretion, you get a lubricant. If it's pain and all those other things, you can go to the hospital, they carry out tests, and the need for medication, they give you the prescribed medication. Please don't call Auntie Kichi.
Don't go to a chemist shop.
Don't just go to a chemist shop and they will just give you any drug. You understand? So now to recap it, I said earlier, genital mutilation is a no.
It should be totally abolished. It should be discouraged in entirety.
Please don't destroy the life of that girl by
you're frustrating not only the girl, you're frustrating even
the men too.
Partner that you get married to.
Exactly. Then even the men too. If you're going to do this kind of scale circumcision, please let it be done properly.
Professionally
in the hospital with sterilized instruments. You understand? This to prevent infection, because these are our body system. They actually have a way that they are all connected. If infection travels into the blood system and from the blood system it gets to the brain, it can cause more problems. You get. So that is the more reason why we have to be very, very careful. And if you just give birth to your child, please, people that are pregnant, people that just give birth to their child, so please monitor your baby. Yeah, people do this mistake. But when they give birth to their child, they just go how they are doing this and that. And one mama, one this, one that. Like, let me take care of your child, let me bath for your child. And before you know it,
they check and saw that this thing is why didn't this woman is so irresponsible?
You understand?
She did not even cut this thing. They carry razor and take the whole thing and like what?
That's just it.
And you cannot undo that.
Once it is cut off, it's cut off. So please monitor your child, deal with your baby. You understand? Because there are a lot of people that still have this traditional mindset.
Yes.
You understand? This mentality is still there. They will tell you that you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And please don't let anybody pressurize you that you must do that. It's your picking. That is your own child. Now you labor, now you carry on for 9 months, now you labor. Now you go determine what you want to do with the baby. So there's nothing like, okay, my mother-in-law, this, they've done their own life. They've done their own. No.
And you mother-in-law, so, please calm down.
And please,
we know that you know a lot. Calm down.
No, please. Take the calms. You understand? Let the husband and the wife, let them decide what they want to do with their baby. You understand? Don't pressurize them.
You can only suggest to them. And if they take it, also know that you've done your own part. If they don't take it,
you only suggest to them. And please, men too, support your wife. When it's at this stage, have a conversation. See, communication is very, very important. Yeah, we're just giving back to this child. Determine what you want to do immediately, how you will protect the child. Because this thing that we're talking about usually happens when the child is being given to. When it's still a baby, that is when it usually happens. And sometimes if you talk to some mothers, they didn't know that this thing was actually done to their child. It was later they got to know that, okay, the person that baited this child, you understand, did this for this child. It happens. It happens. You just hear the baby crying and just like, oh, this baby again. Please check your child. And that's why I used to advise people, don't leave your child to a stranger. Somebody from your church, somebody from this wants to bait your child. No, bait your child or your own mother or your husband's mother. And even when they are doing that, be with them. Don't just be at the kitchen when they are beating your child. Be there.
I thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time to really weigh in on this stuff. Like you're pouring in your knowledge, your expertise, your professional know-how into this topic, and I really appreciate it. Again, I want to divert a bit. I want to divert a bit.
Right?
And I want to touch on masturbation. I want to touch on masturbation. Masturbation is one other topic that people shy away from discussing, But most of the time, if you dig deeper, you realize that most people actually indulge in masturbation. And when once it is said out in the public, everyone will be like, my masturbation, So I'd like you to shed a little light on it mostly from the perspective of a medical perspective, and also try to marry that with reality, what you are facing. And try as much as possible to make it comprehensive for even people who don't really understand those big medical jargon.
So now, when we're talking about masturbation, we first of all need to understand what is masturbation. You understand? It's just generally fondling your private part, the penis, the vagina for the women, the penis for the man. You understand? Just to derive sexual pleasure. You understand? Then you reach orgasm, then you come. You understand? Now, when you understand that, okay, masturbation is this, the next question is, why do people... Now, the next question is, why do people masturbate? Now, there are various reasons why people masturbate. Now, I've counseled up like 3 people that actually engaged in this. And one thing I discovered is this. When you're talking to someone that just open up to you that, okay, I've been masturbating for a while, don't criticize the person. Because there's always a reason behind it. Now, we are born with different sex drive. There are some people, because they don't want to do shit outside, they don't want to go around having sex with different women, contaminating themselves, doing all that, they start to masturbate. Now, that's first reason. There are some people that the partner they once had was the one that actually encouraged them to start masturbating. You would have seen some women, they would, as a girlfriend, they would just say, oh, when I'm not around, just do your thing, go inside the toilet, and don't worry, is it the gel? I'll buy it for you. Just do it, and you just
As long as
come
you're
and
not
feel
going out
good.
there,
As long as you're not going out
exposing
there to
yourself
do.
other people.
You understand? It happens to
But could
women
that be
too.
okay? Is that a good thing?
Now it has a side effect.
Okay.
Now for women too, you see there are a lot of women that have dildo, vibrator, pussy sucker, all those things,
Thank
all
you for
those
those
tools.
sex toys. I really wanted to touch that
Pussy
after
sucker,
this.
dildo, vibrator, different toys that they have it inside their bag. Yeah, all those bags that they used to carry like this, and they will just be doing petere.
And they say no, they don't check
They
women's
just like,
bag.
and by the time you talk, I say, I'm like, how you doing? Do you know the person? I said, no, I don't want to talk about that. Whereas inside that bag,
Inside the bag,
there is dildo. You understand? Some people even have different sizes. You understand? They have different sizes, but what they do with this thing is just to derive pleasure from it. They don't want to go out there having sex with different men. You understand? So instead of that, they want to start using that. They are using that just to derive the pleasure in place of men. You understand? But it has side effects. You understand? Now, the first side effect is addiction. Addiction is the first side. It's just as if when you're smoking every day and you get to the point that you can't do a day without smoking. Now, you would have heard different messages here and there. You would have heard people saying it here and there that do not masturbate. Now, the major reason is addiction.
The major reason is addiction.
Because when you're so dependent on that, now, as we are talking now, there are some people that even inside their office, they go straight to the toilet. I said, I just have just you understand? I want to quickly go use myself. I'm going to the restroom. Now the restroom, they won't go masturbate. That's just it. Inside his pocket, there's a gel. So as they enter, sharp, he don't masturbate. Straight. He just wants to feel high, he wants to feel calm, you understand? He wants to calm.
Or maybe something triggered, maybe they saw something.
Or probably they saw one lady that is their spec, you understand? They said, what the fuck? This kind of beautiful lady, and they just want to go there and just masturbate and just release. Thinking and picturing, imagining that woman and masturbating. You understand?
Even while you're wearing your clothes around, you don't know that they've used you inside from
you understand? Some people while standing in front of you as a woman, they don't use their eye, come out your clothes.
So they videoed you, put in their mind to go and use it.
And in this world of technology, people have access to different videos. When you go on Twitter, you see a lot of pornographs, you understand? People even on telegrams. You will see a lot of pictures, you will see a lot of videos.
It's not really that difficult to get by anymore.
Now to get porn now, it's not really that difficult. Now we have website whereby when you get to all this dating website and people will send you their naked picture.
And most of these sites tell you 18 and above. But all you need to just do is click on that 18 plus. So a child can actually still click on 18 plus and it's accepted. So again, if you've not subscribed to my channel, click on the like button. Comment whatever you feel, what your thought is, comment on it, and it could help me also. I'll still come up and respond to your comment. Then again, you need to share this video. You need to share this video to your friends so that more people can get this knowledge about
circumcision,
about
masturbation.
No, I wanted the women part of it, female
genital mutilation.
People can get to discover about these things, sex drive, masturbation, pornography, and all of that. These topics are things that people really don't want to talk about. So that is what I try to look deep into, so that at least we can get where to learn from this thing.